the emergency broadcast system puts a backdoor into those devices so that even if you're not listening, or even if you don't have your television on at the time that the EBS goes off, it gets turned on as long as it's connected to a power source. Now, when you guys aren't watching your TV, do you unplug it? No. Or do you just hit the power button on the remote? Yes, right? So if you just hit the power button on the remote, that kills the connection between the TV and the power, but your TV is still consuming electricity because it's still plugged into the wall. If that's the case, there is a device in your television that will automatically turn on your television. And whatever's on your television, doesn't matter what channel you're watching. Let's say you're actually watching TV at the time the EBS goes off. Your message, the EBS message, will go over whatever you're watching. You cannot miss it, no matter what. Your cell phone, you could have it turned off. But if there's battery life, it will turn back on. And it doesn't matter what cell phone you have. It will turn back on. So long as the battery is charged or it's plugged in some cases. But the EBS is unavoidable. One of the last steps that you're going to see before our president comes back is the EBS. And we've talked about this many times before. I could tell you tonight through confirmed intelligence with my source, the source, I have a few sources, but the one, that the EBS was attempted by the White Hats. The switch was flipped. It was supposed to start. And similar to the chess match that we just talked about, the Black Hats were in check. But guess what? They had one move left to prolong the game. And they did it. I can't get into specifics as to what they did to stop the EBS. But I can tell you that the move that they made cuts them off at the knees. And I'm talking about the cabal. That move, there are no further moves. That was the move that was left. There's not another move. They're out of moves. So the chess match that you saw, in which, the chess match that was just referenced by Bill Wood, and the 7 moves that were left for each player before the finality, there are no moves left. There's only one final move, which puts the opposing player in checkmate. The opposing player that's in checkmate is the cabal. Had the EBS been broadcast the other night, and it was within the last 7 days, by the way, meaning giving you the reason why I couldn't go live, although I couldn't say it at the time, that is the reason. The delaying of the EBS, or the move that was made by the cabal to stop the EBS, was the final move that they can make. Where we're at right now is whenever they decide to do it. Now, I can also tell you through confirmed intel that the move that the White Hats, what I should say is, the White Hats knew before launching the EBS, before flipping that switch, that the cabal could make their final move and stop it from happening. they were also working on intel that they would stop it from happening. So when that switch was flipped, they were completely prepared for it to not happen. But the intel that they were operating on was that the cabal would make their final move to stop it. That final move is critical in this whole thing that we've been waiting for. The final move was made. They have none left, but in making that final move, they severely damaged their... I can't speak about it. But they've been severely damaged. They're about to lose anyway, but they kind of... They lost something that they've been building for a very long time. And they didn't necessarily have to lose it. When I say lose it, the White Hats now have control of it. Whereas if they just let the EBS go, this thing that I'm talking about that's now in control of the White Hats would have been destroyed. So they not only damaged themselves, but they kind of gave the White Hats a bonus before the ultimate victory. When they didn't have to give that bonus, they could have just let it go. But that's how stupid the cabal is. That's how they just, if they're not in power, they don't care. You know, if the White Hats are stronger because they made one final attempt to stop the White Hats, they don't care. If they're not in power, they're not in power. They don't care how powerful the White Hats is, or if they have some of the cabal's precious cargo or whatever you want to call it. It has nothing to do with money or anything like that. So I don't want to say cargo like it was an actual, physical possession, but it was something that is certainly going to help humanity in our remaining years that we have left. All of us, each and every one of us, will be aided by this bonus that was sort of tossed the way of the White Hats. I could also tell you, because I asked the question, since it's now the way that I just explained this, I think you would agree that it's now completely in the White Hats' control when this ends. Since there are no other moves to be made by the cabal, and the cabal is just waiting on that queen to be placed in front of the king so that the king has no other moves, I asked specifically the question, when will the damn queen be placed in front of the king? Checkmate. Not check. Checkmate. When is when? The answer was not something that I expected the same old crap that I've been getting for a while. Soon. Imminent. Brace. All the stuff that I've been saying, the stuff that they've been telling me. So I was expecting more of the same of that. And the answer that I got was in time.